Hello, everyone. My name is TJ Blaque. I hope you all had a good Monday. Today, I'll be talking about, discussing and reviewing a short film called Multifacial, which was directed by a very famous actor today, one of the biggest movie stars on the planet, named Vin Diesel. This was a passion project of his, Multifacial. It came out in 1995. He directed it because he was a struggling actor. If you guys don't know, this was years way before he became known for franchises like Fast and Furious, and they've made like almost a dozen of those fucking movies. But yeah, his most famous roles is Dom in Fast and Furious. And he's also known for the role as Riddick and the Riddick movies. The first one, Pitch Black, which is a movie I really like. I remember liking that movie. The sequel's not as much. Chronicles of Riddick was so. I was kind of mid. And Riddick 2013 I didn't really care about. But Vin Diesel's someone I always liked as a person. I respect him because I knew about him when I was younger, and I used to like the Fast and Furious movies. Now not so much. I remember I enjoyed some of them. I liked Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, and even Fast and Furious 7, the last one that Paul Walker was in before he unfortunately passed away. Really sad, tragic car accident. But anyways, today I just want to talk about his first movie, pretty much, because if you guys don't know, his feature film debut was actually as a background actor. He had like a 2-second blink and you miss it cameo in a movie called Awakenings with Robin Williams and Robert De Niro. It's pretty much a movie about this guy played by Robert Williams, who's a doctor, and he's trying to help these patients in a mental health clinic. I still have to see that movie, but I've heard good things about it. It's on Netflix. I'm definitely gonna review that movie soon. But I've always been wanting to watch that movie, so I'll definitely check that out and review it. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna just discuss the movie Multifacial. The first scene with Vin Diesel in it, he plays a struggling actor who's trying to find his first, his big break in the movie industry, and he's pretty much just getting these offensive homophobic roles as these stereotypical characters. There's a really funny audition where he had like an Italian accent. He was playing an Italian guy even though he's not Italian. Vin Diesel is multi-ethnic, multiracial. He's half black, half white. If you guys didn't know, Vin Diesel, his actual birth name is Mark Sinclair. Vin Diesel is his stage name, and the way he got that name is kind of funny. I remember he said because a lot of people he knew when he was a kid called him Diesel or something like that. But the name was stuck. But yeah, the first scene he has is he's auditioning for this role, and it's very cringe-inducing. He has these very typical Italian lines you hear in a bunch of mobster movies, and it's very funny. I'm not going to say the actual monologue, but it is very offensive, homophobic slurs, and the monologue would not be acceptable to today's age, that's for sure. But back in 1995, 29 years ago, it was okay to say a bunch of homophobic slurs and offensive jokes like that. But now that wouldn't slide. And even after the audition, Vin Diesel's character, he pretty much just plays himself. He's a struggling actor. That's what he was at the time. But anyways, he's on a payphone. Those things don't exist anymore. So you tell this movie was made almost 30 years ago. He's on a payphone. He's talking to presumably his manager, I'm pretty sure, and he says he didn't like the monologue because it was really offensive and it was homophobic, and you could just tell he feels ashamed of that monologue. It's not something he's proud of. I mean, rightfully so. He did say a lot of that monologue is very offensive. he did say some pretty offensive things that would get him canceled instantly today, man. So yeah, and then he goes to the next audition where he's playing a Spanish guy, and he's acting with this one lady, and they both speak Spanish, and they have this argument on the audition for the characters, and it's like a soap opera pretty much. It's a soap opera audition, and he impressed the lady who was acting with him, and then after the audition she asked him, "Hey, like, your parents aren't Spanish?" And he says, "No, they're not Spanish." And she says, "Wow, your Spanish is really good. That was a really good Spanish accent." And he says, "Thanks." And she says, "Would you be interested in doing soaps?" And he said, "No, soap operas are not my thing." Yeah, there's just not for me. How many famous actors do you know do soaps? Like, Al Pacino didn't do soaps. Joe Pesci didn't do any. Robert De Niro. He mentions those three famous actors a couple times, and even like before the audition, the scene he had, the phone booth. He mentioned the Italian monologue was very offensive, and then he says, Joe Pesci is different, because I guess the manager was telling him, that stuff that Joe Pesci would say in one of his movies, like Goodfellas, Only for Weapon. But yeah, he pretty much has to, he has to do with what he's gotten, because he's, a struggling actor, even though he's not proud of his auditions. He just has to, make ends meet pretty much. And then he goes to a waiting room for the next audition. And this guy who's pretty much the person who calls out the actors to audition, he talks to him, and then he says, "We're looking for someone that is more of a dark complexion. You're too light skinned for this role. So I just wanted to be honest with you. I'm sorry to offend you." That's pretty much what he was saying. He was trying not to be a dick, but he did come off that way. But he was just being honest. We need someone that's darker complexion, like a Denzel, a Washington, or Wesley Snipes type. So yeah, and then he says though, if there's any bookings for any different races, someone with a light complexion, I'll make sure to give you a call. And then he tells them about this, and then he finds out about this audition he goes to, where he's in this room, and then he just randomly raps. Vin Diesel could actually rap, and his rap skills are pretty impressive. The guy definitely has bars. I actually like the rap song he has in the short film. It's pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. I really like the rap song. I just gotta remember. Then he goes to the next audition where he's playing a Spanish guy, and he's acting with this one lady, and they both speak Spanish, and they have this argument on the audition for the characters, and it's like a soap opera pretty much. It's a soap opera audition, and he impressed the lady who was acting with him, and then after the audition she asked him, "Hey, like, your parents aren't Spanish?" And he says, "No, they're not Spanish." And she says, "Wow, your Spanish is really good. That was a really good Spanish accent." And he says, "Thanks." And she says, "Would you be interested in doing soaps?" And he said, "No, soap operas are not my thing." Yeah, there's just not for me. How many famous actors do you know do soaps? Like, Al Pacino didn't do soaps. Joe Pesci didn't do any. Robert De Niro. He mentions those three famous actors a couple times, and even before the audition, the scene he had, the phone booth. He mentioned the Italian monologue was very offensive, and then he says, Joe Pesci is different, because I guess the manager was telling him, that stuff that Joe Pesci would say in one of his movies, like Goodfellas, Only for Weapon. But yeah, he pretty much has to, he has to do with what he's gotten, because he's, a struggling actor, even though he's not proud of his auditions. He just has to, make ends meet pretty much. The audition, he raps. They were very impressed by his rapping skills, and they asked him if he's a rapper. No, he doesn't do it for fun. He just did it because he had to, but he knows how to rap. And then he does a very serious monologue. It's very like emotional when he talks about his father, and it's very touching. I don't want to spoil the whole like monologue, because it's a very powerful, touching monologue, and he was like so believable, like he was about to tear up, and then they were very impressed. And then one of the people watching him, the guy, he said, we're looking for more of a Wesley Snipes type with dreadlocks, but we also have auditions for Spanish characters, and I think you'd be good for that. And then Vin Diesel just says okay, okay. And he was like very he was kind of disappointed a little bit with the end results. And then he walks out the room, and then this woman goes up to him, one of the people watching him for the audition. She says, you did a really good job, and even if you don't get the part, you're gonna be going places, so just keep at it, do what you do, keep doing the best you can, and you'll make a name for yourself someday. And it was very inspiring, honestly, like watching a short film about a struggling actor, Vin Diesel, when he was like a struggling young actor. He couldn't get any roles. He was just struggling to make ends meet. He had to do commercials, and just he couldn't he couldn't get a lot of parts. They didn't let him get the parts because of the color of his skin, because he's multiracial, multi-ethnic. He's half black and half white. His mom is white and his dad is black. So yeah, and back then it was really bad. For if you were like mixed race, if you were half white, half black, you were a struggling actor, man. Like, there's so many stories of actors that were struggling to make ends meet back then because of the way they looked, especially back during the 90s and 80s, and even before that. There is the issue of the lighter skin complexion, celebrities like actors and actresses who have a lighter skin complexion that get more roles because of their complexion rather than the darker skinned black people, which is really fucked up. But anyways, the short film is really, really solid. Like, I would definitely give it it's a very short film. It's only 20 minutes, and with those 20 minutes it's very inspiring to me, because I'm someone who's very passionate about acting. I want to make independent films someday. Just learning about Vin Diesel, his early career before he went into be a huge blockbuster movie star, it's very inspiring, because the guy, he was very passionate about this movie, the short film, and he only had $3,000. The movie only cost $3,000 to make, and it was from his own money, his own income. He put his own finances into this, and it shows, because he was very passionate about it, and he actually cared. He actually tried, and he challenged himself. And this movie also got him discovered by Steven Spielberg, of all people. Yes, the Steven Spielberg, the director of Jaws, Jurassic Park, the Indiana Jones movies. Also the director of Saving Private Ryan. And Steven Spielberg was so impressed by Multifacial that he actually casted Vin Diesel in a part, like his first significant role, like in a feature film, and Saving Private Ryan. Vin Diesel, he played the first character that sadly had a very tragic end. I'll say that, if any of you guys haven't seen Saving Private Ryan. But if you guys haven't, you guys are doing yourself a disservice, because that's a great movie, one of my favorite war films, and I would say that's one of Steven Spielberg's best movies, up there with Schindler's List and Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade. Let's say those three are my favorite Spielberg films, I would say, for me, in my opinion. But yeah, he had a good supporting role in that. He was a very likable character. But yeah, that movie helped him get more recognition. And then he had like a very great role in The Iron Giant. Honestly, my favorite Vin Diesel performance was in his performance in that movie where he voiced the Iron Giant. Very hidden gem, an animated film that did not do well when it came out, but now it has a huge cult following. And that movie came out in 1997, 1998, something like that, 26 years ago. So yeah, and honestly, I'll just say this, like, Vin Diesel is someone that I look up to from like his early career, doing these independent films and just, you know, trying to do the best he can and just, you know, have a passion and work on his craft. And also, he was trying to finance his next independent film at the time called Strays, but that was a failure. He was trying to get that financed at Sundance Film Festival, but that didn't work out. And, you know, his next independent film that he did after this, Multifacial, I'll definitely review soon, because I do want to check that out someday. I've heard some not so great things about that movie, and IMDb has like a 5.5 on IMDb, which isn't amazing. Multifacial has a 7.4, and Multifacial is really solid. I'll give Multifacial, damn, I'll probably give it like 8 out of 10. I really liked it. It was a very solid 20 minutes. And I would say to any of you guys that are inspiring to be entertainers, if you want to be an actor, you know, comedian, writer, singer, producer, director, you know, anything to do with entertainment, just work at it, do the best you can, and just believe in yourself. You know, we all have good days and bad days, and I'm someone that's struggled, you know. I'm still trying to figure things out, and, you know, but I really do want to make independent films someday, and Vin Diesel inspires me to do that. Like, someday I'll just make a movie that would cost a few $1,000, like, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000, and make it a 20-minute film, you know, and just talk about, just be my authentic self, authenticity. And Vin Diesel really did show that throughout, you know, that movie. So I just give thumbs up. Really good film. I think that's all I'll say for now, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this this review of a short film called Multifacial, directed, starring, written and produced by Vin Diesel himself. I am Groot. Yeah, he's also known for, you know, I am the Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy movies. But yeah, anyways, that's it for now, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. This is TJ Blaque. I'm about to sign off, but before I do, if you guys like the video and you guys got something out of it, please like and subscribe. Okay, this is TJ Blaque signing off. Goodbye, everyone. Take care.